Hey everyone, it's Tyler Cavalli and Jacob Roth once again as we are in Red Cloud for another edition of KRVN's Sizzling Across Nebraska, the Red Meat Road Trip, as we're at the legendary The Palace. Glad to have you along as we appreciate our sponsors. Before we go inside and learn more about The Palace here in Red Cloud, Cross Diamond Cattle, Cross Diamond Meats in Bertrand. The Nebraska Beef Council is putting on the Nebraska Beef Passport program. The Dawson County Cattlemen and the Nebraska Cattlemen as well. All right, so I've heard a lot of things about this. Actually, in fact, I have been here one other time, Jacob. You're a newbie here, but it's been a long time since I've been here to the Palace. But it sounds like a staple in southern Nebraska.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to kind of go inside, learn more. As you said, I've never been here. I feel like that's going to become more and more common the further and further we get on this Beef Passport this summer, but looking forward to it and excited to learn more.
Also, excited to learn more about the name of the Palace.
It feels, I don't want to say out of place, but it just...
It's different. It's unique.
It's just different. And also a place called the Palace that's a steakhouse as opposed to a... Feels a little bit out of place. You'd think it'd be a different type of restaurant being named the Palace, but we'll see how things go, and excited to learn more.
All right, let's head into the Palace and learn more about the Palace here on KRVN Sizzling Across Nebraska. All right, we are KRVN Sizzling Across Nebraska as we're here in Red Cloud as we are at the Palace. Tyler Cavalli and Jacob Roth along with you as we're talking to the owner, Terry Meyer, the owner of the Palace. And Terry, let's talk about the facility first of all, and let's go all the way back to the beginning. This has been in operation for 53 years now.
Yes, it has, since 1972.
Talk about how this came to existence and the naming of the Palace as well. Kind of a funny story.
The original owner, Bob Buckles, bought this building when it was raining, and it was raining in the building more than outside of the building. And he went home to tell his wife, so she wasn't too happy when she didn't know. But she always told him to go to his palace and work on his palace, and that's where the name came from.
So affectionately, lovingly, now been known as the Palace ever since.
Yes, it has.
Interesting name, unique name, but I'm sure it's grown a lot. You've been involved with this for 44 years. You guys have owned this for 13 years. Talk about how things have grown.
Oh, it's grown a lot, but the drinking business ain't the same, but the food business has always been there.
We'll talk about the differences between both the food and the beverage business.
Ooh, I don't know where to go with that. The liquor business ain't what it used to be, but we just worry about the food more than the liquor.
You know, and on that food side of things, obviously we were on the Nebraska Beef Passport. Talk a little bit about how you kind of integrate beef into the menu. It's something that everyone does a little bit different.
We've always done bigger steaks than most. Prime rib is every Thursday night, and we've done that 44 years. Come to think of it, yeah. And it's on Thursday nights because everybody does it on Friday and Saturday.
Be a little bit different in terms of that.
Yeah.
What other Nebraska beef things do you have on your menu?
Oh, we got the filet, a ribeye, a New York. The charburger is the biggest seller. That's pretty much it on the steak side.
You know, lots of different options for folks to try. What makes kind of the Palace, obviously as we're standing in front of a unique decor, I guess, what makes it kind of stand out from some of the other stops across the Beef Passport?
This sign was built out of scrap wood in 1972 when Bob ran out of money to open.
Wow.
He had that, and his wife wanted a coffee table, so they built them out of scrap wood. When we bought the Palace, this sign was in storage, and the guy was going to get rid of it, the other owner. And I said, no, we got a place for that. So they furred out the wall and just put it in the wall.
It really is built into there.
Yeah, so it is kind of unique. I mean, you don't see the old 1972 sign anywhere else.
We're talking to Terry Meyer, who is the owner here at the Palace in Red Cloud. This is part of the Nebraska Beef Passport program and obviously our program, KRVN Sizzling Across Nebraska. All right, talk about what it means to be here in Red Cloud and having this as a local joint, if you will, and why it's important to be here.
Well, we have Willa Cather, and as of a month ago, we've got the Red Cloud Speed Bowl opened up again. So that's been a big thing. They had over 2,000 people there the last 2 out of 3 races.
Wow.
So it's been really good, really, really good.
And the restaurant's unique because you come in, and I think you have different entrances, right? Yeah. But you have the bar in one area, and then you have traditional dining in the other. Talk about the building in general.
Well, originally it was designed, our room on the other side has 6 pool tables, well, 4 pool tables, a billiard table, and a snooker table. And it used to be the farmers would come in on that side because this was too nice. They didn't want to come over here in 72. And that was Bob's idea, was they could be on that side in that bar. And then it's the dining on this side.
So split a little bit, but that's obviously changed and one of the things that's evolved over time.
Big time. Yeah, it's changed a lot.
What I like about it is your kitchen's right here, and it's open for everybody to kind of see too.
Yeah, that's unique too. You don't see that anymore.
And are you the one that's cooking, Terry?
Yes, I am. 44 years of it.
If you have a mistake, people know exactly where to look at.
Yeah, and they know where to find me. Yes, yes, yes.
Let's talk about, we've been doing this, and everywhere we go, we always try something from the menu, right? And again, it's Nebraska beef.
Yep.
So what would you recommend to someone, not only us, but those that are trying to stamp their passports, of Nebraska beef on your menu? What should we try? Obviously, we're not here during the prime rib, but outside of that.
Oh, usually the surf and turf, filet and shrimp. Get the shrimp. Or ribeye. Ribeye's the biggest seller.
I knew he was going to make me do it. He always makes me pick whenever we get a couple of great recommendations. Oh, what do you think, Jacob? And he just asked me with his face there. But, well, if you were going to make something for yourself, you've been here for a long time, what would be the thing that you'd pick?
We usually eat the ribeye.
Guess we'll have to try the ribeye at this point. All right. Again, as kind of going off of Jacob and kind of what he mentioned as well, being important, why people should stop here. But talk about your hours, the days that you guys are open.
Well, let's see. Tuesday through Saturday, we're open 11 to 1:30. Tuesday through Saturday, 5 to 9. And we just do Sundays, 11 to 1:30.
And the location that you guys are at.
11, or what, sorry. I'm trying to say my house. 125 West 4th, Highway 136.
Okay. All right, so talk about the bar and the really uniqueness of this bar that you guys offer here.
This bar was an oil changing station when it was a Ford dealership in 1972. And it was only half the size. They dug it out, the other half, with a wheelbarrow and dumping it out back. And it's just a unique, so when you're sitting at the bar, you're eye level.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's just something different, kind of like the open kitchen. It's just something you don't see no more.
Well, and along with this, we maybe briefly mentioned it, but it was a garage.
Ford garage.
Yeah, so you can kind of tell, you were pointing us out to it a minute ago, but it's incredible how you guys have kept some of the features, but then obviously changed a little bit as well.
Updated over time. Yeah. And the pool room, if anybody would like to see that.
Yeah. All right, so we're here in this unique room as the billiard room, if you want to call it, here at the Palace. Tell us more.
That's right. Yeah, farming time when it's time to plant. Don't have time for pool.
So when do you have your pool leagues?
Pool league is in January till about April 15th.
Okay. All right. And so is these pool tables you have here, you have 6 different pool tables. They're very unique.
We've got 4 pool tables, a billiard table, and the middle one's a snooker table.
Oh, okay. All right. And this is, you guys are packed here in the beginning, right? And then, as you kind of mentioned, things get changed.
It's really busy in January, but when April hits, it's time to farm. It's time to plant.
But it's unique to have a big room like this, though, that you guys offer compared to maybe other places.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything like this within 200 miles of here.
And 100 years old, wow.
100-year-old tables.
All right, very good. Well, that is Terry Meyer, who is the owner of the Palace here in Red Cloud. Come and get your passport stamps, part of the Nebraska Beef Passport Program. KRVN, sizzling across Nebraska. Good. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to KRVN, sizzling across Nebraska from Red Cloud here on this episode at the Palace. All right, so we tried each a ribeye. Terry, the staff, his wife, terrific. I mean, they were wonderful people, by the way, and we had really good ribeyes.
No, I mean, I think the thing is that we're learning, and maybe it's because every stop just feels so different, but the best part about every meal, every time we go somewhere, the beef is always good.
Yeah.
Granted, shouldn't be a shocker with where we are, but the beef is always very, very good, and there's the small town alarm letting folks know that something is going on. But a great stop here at the Palace, and definitely worth swinging on south if you're making your way across the Beef Passport.
I think they're signaling that it's Nebraska beef time. Come to the Palace for your favorite dish here on the Nebraska Beef Passport Program. No, the ribeyes were great. The Nebraska beef, something that they've been really concocting and perfecting, I should say, for so many years. And while we were not here on their, prime rib night, which he said come back and have one, but the ribeyes were really, really good. Again, once again, as you mentioned, haven't missed here at the Nebraska Beef.
Well, the sides were good. I mean, I feel like we gush about every stop we go to because they've all been good. It's not like we're just be like, well, everywhere's good.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's really what's going on. We haven't really had a bad stop so far, and well worth the trip down to Red Cloud to swing on by the Palace.
So former Body Shop, now morphed into the Palace here in Red Cloud, is a must-stop for sure on the Nebraska Beef Passport program. A unique spot inside. The bar is really cool. Where he actually cooked, Terry, that is really cool as well.
No, really kind of open. You can see everything going on. And as we were sitting there, when we were doing the interview, obviously, not as many folks were there because we were there right when they opened. But by the time we left, people were starting to, it was like kind of a constant stream of people coming in, and really cool stop, and awesome place for the folks at Red Cloud to have in their backyard.
Once again, thanks to our great sponsors. Obviously, the Nebraska Beef Council is putting on the Passport program. Cross Diamond Cattle, Cross Diamond Meats in Bertrand, the Dawson County Cattlemen, and the Nebraska Cattlemen as well for sponsoring KRVN Sizzling across Nebraska Red Meat Road Trip here in Red Cloud. He's Jacob Roth. I'm Tyler Cavalli reporting once again for KRVN. KRVN Sizzling across Nebraska from the Palace.